to the Big Ditkas podcast.
All right, hello everybody. Mike here, indeed, coming at you a little bit late. I did have a little issue earlier, but I think I got that sorted out. And man in the ones and twos got a lot going on, so got two monitors. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so wanted to take an opportunity to set our draft order this year nice and early. I think we're all pretty much confirmed who's in. We've got a couple renewals. You should see that in the email down below. But today we need to set our draft order. And you know it doesn't happen in a day because we're going to keep going with our tradition that we've had for the past few years of using a horse race for it. So here is the race. Race number 5 on August 1st. If you saw, I did another video before. I had looked. There was added races on August 2nd. But I looked at the names. Honestly, I didn't like the names of the horses as much. So we are going to go ahead with this. Now, a couple things to note. We're going to do exactly like we did last year. And some of you, I know, were not in the league last year. So I picked a race with 16 horses. The reason I did is because I want to make sure everybody has a horse in the race. And last year we had this happen. So the way it'll work, I will pick the top 10 horses. If a horse gets scratched, then you essentially get the next horse. But let me be clear on one thing. Let's say 2 or 3 horses get scratched, then we'll move it down in order. So if, let's say, Chris was number 3 and Will was number 6, and 6 got scratched and 3 got scratched, then Chris would be number 11 and Will would be number 12. That's really important because scratches can happen at the last moment of the race, but I can't track when these scratches happen. So your horse isn't really set until the race is right about to get going, which kind of sucks. But you know what? There's only so much I can do. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to monitor this and see which horse drops out first. So essentially, just if a horse gets dropped off, you know, we're not moving anything down or anything like that. If you were number 2 and your horse gets scratched, then you would become 11. If 2 horses get scratched, it would pick horses 11 and 12 in the order that they're picked in the draft. Okay, and we're picking randomly, so you know that there's no. I mean, I know there are odds on these horses, right? Or there will be. But you know, there's no way for me to know what those odds are. There's no anything. Everything happens randomly. And in terms of always having full transparency, I have our little sheets here, so you can see. And I have a bag. So I got this bag. It is completely empty. You know, I'm not a magician. You know, so I'm going to hold it up here so you can see, and I'm going to put each of our names in one at a time. Everybody's got one name, so we start with Chris, and I'm going to put it in the bag. You can see it's in the bag, all right? So I'm going to try to hold it up so you can see that I'm not pulling any funny business, although there's no real benefit to me doing that because, again, I'm not really setting draft order. I'm just picking horses. We got Mike Radislav. Fold that up. They're all the same size papers as well, so keep that in mind. All right. New to the league, Tony. Glad to have you on board, man. G's/Will, I don't know what you want to be called, but you're there. Then we got last year's league champion, Sandra. Very excited to see what she does when she actually drafts her own players. I'm scared about what that's going to mean. We got me, Mike W's. And I know this is, you know, a little bit slow, but hey, we're going to get to Jim. I want to make sure you can see that we have all. So, you know, that's where you say, hey, Mike, you just put your name in there twice. I didn't, I promise. Steve. We got Mark, brand new to the league. Mark, really excited to have him on board. He was on the podcast last year. Super huge football fan. And again, you should see a little bit of info about him down below. I put some of that in there. And then John, who was new to the league last year. So you're all in there. You can see, look, they're all in there. Okay, they're all randomly in there. And I'm just going to fill this out as we go along. So first in the list is Will. So I'm just going to fill that out. All right, next. Oh, geez, somebody just dropped out. Okay, I'm putting them back. This is a lot harder to do alone. Usually, you know, I've done this in the past with more people in a bigger space. So, all right, I need a better bag. Next, we got Jimmy. Jimmy goes here. So I got to find a way to put this bag up here so that you guys can see it. But we'll see. You'll see. I only pull out one name at a time. Next, we got Chris. We got Sandra. You know, and last year I think Chris's horse got scratched and he ended up getting the first overall pick. So you never really know how it's going to turn out for you. We got Tony coming up next, right after Sandra. Oh, geez. Haha, Tony. See, I'm trying to do everything all at once. Stream. Get the controls. Who's next? Okay, that wasn't fair. I grabbed 2 papers. Don't know how I did that. Mike Radislav. Man, these horse names are great, too. I hope nobody gets scratched. I like them too much. Steve. Rookie girl. Hoity toity. Man, these are great names. Come on. John with hoity toity. Now again, don't get too tied to your horses if there's a scratch. Keep in mind that you'll have that mark. And look at that coming up the rear. One little name left, and you can see it right in there. That is me, Mike W. I've not done well since we started this. So let's see how it goes. So, all right. So here is the order of horses. Now again, I just want to remind you. So if, let's say, Ride the Wind got scratched, and I'll share this with you guys. Sorry, text, strike through, Alt Shift 5, and Simply Zoomer got scratched, okay? So in that case, what would happen is Sandra would get Super Pecan, Mark would get simply a Zoomer. And then what happens if now suddenly Rookie Girl gets scratched? Well, I want to be clear on this, okay? So in this case, because like I said, I don't know, I don't know when these horses, so in this case, it would simply be like this. Steve would be going here, and Mark would be going down below. Again, we're just going in order. We're just moving it down, okay? So that's really important to know because, again, right up until the race, kind of it's hard for me to tell exactly who gets what. But I want to make sure, again, everybody has a horse in this race. Everybody has an opportunity to end up first or whatever spot. Everybody's got a horse in this race, and that's really important to me. So there we go. There is our pre-draft order. Our race is again this Saturday, August 1st at 3:14 p.m. That's Eastern Time. So if I'm doing the conversion, that's 7:14 p.m. Out in London, that is 12:15 or 14 p.m. You can actually watch the race live if you go to the link down below. Or you can always watch the replay as well. So there you go. Really excited for another great season of fantasy football with you guys all this year. It's going to be a weird one. And, I'm trying to figure out what happens if too many games get canceled and create a policy. I should say that, as you guys noticed, I did put the an extra bench spot. We have an extra IR spot, so I'm hoping that should be enough. I haven't heard much feedback from you guys. I am also, if I don't hear any feedback, going to make it so that the champion of the losing bracket gets to pick their draft pick next year. I think it's a great thing. Again, draft order doesn't really make that big of a difference, but it's kind of a fun prize for them. They don't get any money, so they get some clout. Let me know, or we'll discuss this prior to the season. Maybe we'll do it on the draft day, and we'll see what we think. I think it's cool because, again, you don't win with the draft, but it gives something to the person who wins the losing bracket. So we'll discuss it later on, hopefully, as we get to the draft day. And otherwise, I'm looking forward to